Hey guys, Zul'jin here. Welcome back to another episode of Gwent. So, I have been playing around a little bit with my weather concept, and I have two variants to show you today. One is the inclement version that I have been using lately, and I'll just play around with it and show you a little bit about how it works. This variant of the deck is not using anything rain devoted. I have the ability to produce rain, but it's much less effective than in the other deck. So I'll show you what I mean. Naturally, Dagon can spawn any sort of weather anytime. I recently purchased Ragnarok, not purchased it, but crafted it with 800 scrap. So let's see here. I do have some backline strength here, so I'm going to keep that. I am going to keep fog. I don't have a dual purpose weather card here. I do have a little bit going. I think what I'm going to do is just keep this exact lineup. This works out pretty well. Alright, so one of the things about having crones in this deck is that if I decide to use weather any other turn on the back line, it destroys the power of the crones. So I usually play them first just to get them out of the way. And that gives me flexibility with the next two rounds if I do lose this one. Alright, I see where this is going. So this setup right here usually has to do with a lot of gold cards. And this deck is pretty devastating against gold cards. But what I'm going to do here is, because he's going to have some backline strength, I'm going to go ahead and make him play out the rest of what he has. And I'm going to keep a 7 strength card on the board after he's gone. We're probably going to have to play rain effects to really compete with this deck, because it might have to do with trebuchets, unless he's got a whole bunch of reinforced cards here. And what he might do is just power up the trebuchet all the way, make it gold, and then we don't stand a chance to beat the deck anyway.
That's what matters.
But that does not seem like it. It doesn't seem like that's the type of deck he's playing with. Doesn't appear so. He would have went all out if he was. Alright. So we kept the 5 strength unit, but that's probably going to be going anyway. And I got a 3rd Stammelford's Tremors, which is pretty crazy. Okay, so I can lead off here pretty strong with a Woodland Spirit. And I think that's what I'm going to do.
Are you wounded? Again? Not a bad idea.
Yeah, let me go ahead and lead off with Woodland Spirit here. Actually, what I'll do, I think I'll just tell him that I'm gonna be playing with fog here. Let's kind of bait him. So this will prevent him from wanting to play units on the back line here. He doesn't think I'm gonna play units on the back line due to the Brewis. So he might strengthen up his back row. It appears that's what he's going to be doing. That's okay too. So what I could do here, I think I'm gonna go ahead and play fog, a real basic fog. And now he's gonna strengthen up the back line again.
Troops, here now!
And because he could duplicate this guy, I think I'm gonna go ahead and play Ragnarok right now. Yep, that's what I'm gonna do. Alright, that's gonna basically limit his entire board down to 1. Now, he might play a second one knowing that these guys are gonna go gold. If he plays a third, which he can with full test.
You talked enough.
Nope, he's gonna play Siri instead, which is fine by me. I'm gonna go ahead and Stammelford's Tremors, and I'm gonna clear his entire board. Now all he has is Siri left. I know it hurts. Ragnarok is so devastating with these bombs, man, with these Tremors. Alright, so what he did is he went ahead and gave me that. Is there anything that I can do to just barely boost? Not really, huh? what I think I'll do is just play my Wild Hunt Rider, since I don't have a Thunderbolt potion anyway. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. When I have those potions, that's pretty much the only reason I play the potions, is when I have these guys, and vice versa. Also, if you notice, I'm not playing with Foglets at all, because typically they just disappear off the board, and that's what you end up holding. And there's my freaking Thunderbolt potion, unfortunately. Alright, so I could still use my Thunderbolt potion for a few different things here. Namely, these guys. But if I use Frost, that kind of defeats the purpose. So if I am going to use Frost, it's going to be first. And I do want to use Frost due to the fact that I have Ice Giant out.
Ho ho, I sense trouble.
Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and I think I'm going to make him think I'm using Frost. I don't necessarily need to right now. There's a few things I could do to kind of push him into thinking that he can't get it. Because with Dagon, I have the flexibility to cast Weather wherever I like. That doesn't affect me any. Oh, actually, he's not immune to fog. He's just gold. I never noticed that about him. That's pretty interesting. Alright, so what I could do... This guy's... No, he's bronze. I'm gonna act like I'm not going to use Frost. No. Maybe I should just use Frost straight out. And maybe not. I have 20 points, he has 16. I do need to do something here. Yeah, I gotta use Frost first. Let's go ahead and use it. Because if I would have used Thunderbolt potion and then Frost after that, it would have kind of messed this up. All right, I see what's going on here. All right, so we can Azul's Thunder his back unit guy. If he has another field medic, he's gonna play it now. That's it. Oh, he wants to duplicate that. I see what's going on here. I see what's going on. Alright, let's Stammerfoot Tremors. So that at least reduces the strength of whatever he's going to duplicate. And he's going to bring back another medic. No, actually, he might bring back... he brought back Priscilla. He doesn't have any more in his deck? That's kind of weird. Okay. He still has a field medic in his... Yeah, he still has 2 field medics. I don't know. He already used his full test. I don't think he can bring back another field medic here. Alright, let's use our Thunderbolt potion here.
Long live the king!
Alright. I think it's time for we use Stammerfoot Tremors here. If he has the third one, he's probably going to play it here. Alright, I see what happened there. I think we would get more value if we gave this to us. We can reduce his back line, but I think we're just going to go ahead and do that for us. There we go. Yeah, we got some pretty good value for that. 57 points, and he already used his... I was going to say, he already used his Dandelion. Yeah, not bad. Not bad. So that's kind of how that deck works. Let's use the version that has Sarah in it now. Let's see where we at as far as experience is concerned and stuff. Alright, still got a couple of things to go. Okay, now we'll play the version of Inclement with Sarah. So this version is a little bit different because I use more rain effects on it. And because that, I don't have the crones in it, but I do have Sarah. And I also have a few different unit changes. In fact, let's take a look at it right now, since we're waiting. Okay, Inclement Sarah has Sarah and the Water Hag, along with the Foglets, and it has a little bit more weather effects. So, in my opinion, it's not as strong, even though it has more to do with weather. Most matchups, I think I run too much weather. So I could change it a little bit, but let's play it anyway here. Alright, Inclement Sarah. We shall see how this works. Hopefully we don't need to wait too long for an opponent. There we go. Servers have been crazy lately too. Uh-oh, we don't fight these that much. So this card, I'll show you what it does after the mulligans happen. Okay, so Scoia'tael plays a lot of stuff on the back line. We already know that. Unfortunately, we don't have a whole lot of flexibility here. We do have Sarah in the first hand, which is amazing. We have 2 creatures that actually spawn weather, which is also amazing. Our Frost Giant, a little bit of weather. Let's go ahead and take out this Foglet and hope we get something good. We got an Ancient Foglet. That's okay, that's okay. It's nice to start out with Ragnarok and Sarah. It's a hell of a combination when that happens. Like, she goes to 14 power almost instantly. Choose any unit on your side of the battlefield, return it to your hand immediately and play again. So this is usually like on hit effects, like for her archers that she uses. We're gonna need something relatively, something that can't really get hurt, I think, to prevent this from happening. So we're not going to play Sarah at first because it'll probably get removed immediately. Scoia'tael usually plays with a lot of removal. Let's go ahead and play Woodland Spirit. That'll give them a few targets to go for, so they'll still see value in playing those removal creatures. Okay, so she played a trap card, which might be a fireball trap, or might actually be the trap that removes 5 strength from everything on the field, which could be either of them. So I'm inclined to just make her waste that card because we only played 1 card apiece, and I'm already at 16 strength. She still has to play a couple cards to go, and I'm calling her she, I guess, because of the avatar on the card. I'm gonna go ahead and just pass the turn. So now she's got to come get 15. Well, she's got to go get 16 points, and she already used a card that's probably not gonna benefit her after this. So she's expecting to lose the round immediately. She's hoping for a 9 power card. I'm thinking.
I'll get it done.
Ah, I see what happened. She just bounced it with Milva. Okay. Milva's a pretty cool card. Return the strongest non-gold unit on each side of the battlefield, and the owner's hand ties the resolve randomly. So she only moved a Foglet, which is kind of great. And she's got 18 points now, along with the cow. So the cow's gonna go away. She's still gonna have a 9 power creature, and I only kept the Rabid Wolf, and it was a fireball trap. So yeah. So we've definitely got card advantage here. We're at 13 to 10, which is pretty amazing. And being that this is going to be nullified by a frost is pretty fun. Okay, so she's thinking I'm going to spend some time on the middle line, which is fine. When I do play Fog, my Foglets are going to come up, which I could bait that card out right now with a Foglet since I drew one. So let's just do that. Alright, fireball trap, and she gets a couple of them. They're going to be affected by weather, so I'm not even worried about that. I'm really not. Stammelford Trimmers can take out those commando neophytes anyway. That's the bad thing about traps. Like, if there's one mechanic that I really don't like in this game, it's traps, because they're really predictable. and there's so much flexibility that you can play outside of those lines. Unless you're really forced into playing on that specific line, they probably work pretty well with weather. Like, you can lock down a couple lanes with weather and use traps on one lane that's not available. But I think all in all, our best play here would be to go ahead and bring out a creature. Let's bring out Sarah before we start playing around with weather effects here. And we're gonna summon some weather on this turn, this next coming turn, I think. So she can remove it, and that's fine. And that happens most of the time. Sarah is the target of removal, but that's okay because we still get to bring out our ancient foglet before we start playing too much weather. And that way, if we do play fog, it'll get the benefits of it, and it pushes the turn. So she's at 25 right now, but she has the round 1, so I'll really have to win this round, and she wants to keep that thing bad. That's gonna be a mistake, dear. Let's go ahead and play Grant here, and that is gonna nerf it. And even if she bounced it, it would go away. So I could play Stammelford's Tremors right now. Do I think it's a good idea? Yes, because I don't know if I'm going to have Frost on the next turn. I could, but there could be some stuff on the back line that I really don't want to let out. So I think I am going to use Stammelford's Tremors. That'll get rid of it for sure, and it won't stick around. Alright, now I can pass the turn. Now I'm comfortable with that. Alright. So we still gonna have 9 cards to her 7. And I only kept it 2 power. Oh, we have Ragnarok too. Too bad we don't have Sarah. Oh well, this is actually very, very wonderful here. Okay, so let's play. Let's give it a target. Let's give her some targets. And now I do have my Thunderbolt potions, so these are. This is pretty darn good to have these.
That's it.
Alright, so this gains... when special cards are played, it gains power. We can nerf that. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to play the Thunderbolt potions first. And when we play Rain, it's going to take its power down to 1 anyway. And what's the ability again? Turn this to your hand, immediately play it again. See what's going on. Oh no! That would have been a perfect game! Ah, man! The service interruption thing is terrible. They need to have a small window, a countdown window, or something. 30 seconds to rejoin the match. Just don't be so darn... Ah, God. That was gonna be our match too. I mean, don't get me wrong. We still got a little bit of scrap or ore or something. Okay. And the opponent forfeited because they didn't want to play weather. Or maybe that was was that the same player that we just had? Kirkissa? I don't know. I don't know if that was the same one or not. Let's just do one more. I swear, man. Sometimes stuff like that just happens and it sucks, but hey, we won a match now. We got the win anyway, and it's almost instant. Okay, this should be a pretty cool matchup. This is weather against weather. Alright, we do have Ragnarok. I hope we do have Sarah as well. We're going to have to bring Sarah out almost right away. And I would love to have removal to target his Sarah. We don't need 3 of these against this. We need a Thunderbolt. Ah, that was the worst draw, man. Alright, that's fine. Let's play Sarah.
Do you want to tickle me?
Alright, if he has removal, he's probably going to use it. Yep. That's what I thought. Alright, that's okay with me. Let's go ahead and play an Ancient Foglet. We have 2, though. So if he plays fog, it's actually going to benefit us more. Aha, okay. So I tell you what, let's go ahead and do... Let's play... I don't think we should play Woodland Spirit yet. I think we should play Stammelford's Tremors. It's a little early, but it'll reduce his power overall. And if he plays anything with fog, he'll do it now. Unless he has another foglet. Alright, so Stammelford's Tremors will probably hurt him pretty bad right here. Again. I'm gonna do that. He probably didn't expect that I had 2. And that significantly reduces his power. So the likelihood that I have 3 is really small. So if he's waiting on any big plays, he's going to do it now. Or he's going to pass the turn and let me have it. Which would actually work really, really well since I only have foglets on the board. In fact, if there was something I could do to make sure that I kept these foglets, it would be nice. So he played his big boy. That's okay. There's nothing I could do to eliminate him except hope that he gets off the board if I give him the turn. And I don't have a whole lot of power in my hand, but I don't have a whole lot invested in this hand either. So I think I'm going to choose to pass the turn just so I keep one of the ancient foglets for next turn. And not compromise the hand with anything else. Now all of his stuff is weakened except for the Ice Giant, which, I mean, it's a 1 in 7 chance that he keeps it. He's gonna play an Adrenaline Rush on it? Yep, he sure did. That's fine. The bad thing about that is I'm not playing with Scorch in this deck, so it's kind of hard to get rid of. Okay, so he's keeping one of his ancient foglets, and I drew a foglet. That kind of sucks. Alright, so let's see, it's his turn first. We can push the turn just by using a foglet too. Okay, so now we can use rain because it's a good idea to use rain now. So he's kind of on the same lines as my other deck. He's not playing with that much things in the back. Now another thing is for a little while I was only playing with 1 foglet, and it looks like he might only be playing with 1 foglet too, unless he has a bunch in his hands. Well, maybe not. He might just have a foglet in his hand because the other 2 are in his deck. We'll see. We'll just push the turn and see what happens. It's tied up right now anyway, so. So if he uses fog here, I'm going to use Zoltan. Okay, so I have to play something here. Which is okay because I happen to have 2 of these, so I'm going to go ahead and do it. Alright, now we push the turn. So the bad thing is we have a whole lot of weather in our hand right now. And it's not going to benefit us that much against a deck like this. And luckily he kept the foglet. So I kept something and he kept nothing. Well, he did because there was no fog on the board. That's okay though. We did get an Azul's Thunder which targets ancient foglets, which is pretty darn good. We're going to go ahead and bring the fog out for him, since we can actually run it for elimination. And if he has an ancient foglet, he's probably going to play it now. Actually, he didn't. Is this going to strengthen that line though? It will. Okay, that's good. It also strengthened my line. That's fine. Alright, so we're going to use Zoltan here. It's not going to eliminate his foglets, but it's going to nerf him pretty bad. I think this would probably be the way to use this.
Come to Pappy!
Frickin' right!
So I only took 2 power away from him, honestly. Actually, no, I took 6. Yeah, I took 5 power away from him. So it was a little bit of a swing. Alright. Now he's playing a little bit of that. It's too bad I don't have my my Stammelford's Tremors right now. That would hurt him really, really bad. Okay. So now we can play... He's playing with a bunch of shit that doesn't really work, like ghouls. Okay, so we can easily just play weather on everything here. I think instead of playing Ragnarok right now, I'm going to use Dagon and do Frost. Alright, so that hurts his ghoul, and it doesn't really affect me at all. If he plays something on... Alright, so he played a gold card, that's okay. It's 28 to 29. There's nothing that I could really harm. We know he only has a weather card left, and he can strengthen his middle line, but that's not going to help him enough. Let's go ahead and play Ragnarok here. It's going to strengthen his middle line a little bit, but it's also going to strengthen ours. He's going to get 3 points from it, and I'm going to get 2, which will leave it tied up, but I'll have something to Azul's Thunder. That's what I'm going to do here. Oh, I forgot I did have another Foglet too. That's actually amazing. Alright. So he could push with weather, but I could still eliminate something, which will be... I don't know if I should eliminate an ancient Foglet. I mean a little Foglet. Or not, if I have to. He might think the round is done. He's gonna summon Fog here, maybe? Yeah. Alright. So the likelihood that he has another Fog is very low. If he does, he'll bring back 1 unit with 2 strength, which would tie it up. This is a hard choice. Very hard choice. I have to take the chance, though. If he plays a Fog or an ancient Foglet, I'm boned here. Oh shit, or a Commander's Horn. That was great though. That was a good match, man. That was a really good match. So weather mirror match is pretty good too, and y'all saw how the previous hand would have went. So I don't know which deck to really... I like both of them and the way they function, but I gotta admit, Inclement Sarah just doesn't have as much synergy. And I don't know what else would go into a pure weather deck except for my Wild Hunt guy, which is, let's see, monsters, and let's see, this guy that I don't have yet, Nithral. This would work out really well due to the fact that I already have a few things from the Wild Hunt going in. I would not be playing with I'm Lyrith because of Ragnarok, although I could take out Woodland Spirit to kind of synergize better with that, but this is a very powerful card. Unless you're not playing with Foglets, then it's less powerful. I don't know. That's a couple different takes on it. You guys can let me know what y'all think. I hope y'all enjoyed the video. If you did, give me some dap on that like button to show your support, and you can subscribe to the channel for more daily videos. Thanks so much for watching. As always, this is Uljan signing off, and we'll see you next time.